Welcome back to the Off Track Autocast. This is your host, Eric Bowman, and today we're actually going to be interviewing the other host, Jesse Lastinger. And pretty much what this podcast is going to be about is we're going to give you some background information about Jesse so you can kind of get to know the host on a personal level versus just like, who are these freaking idiots talking about cars? So, first question for you, Jesse, is what do you think, in your opinion, is the earliest memory that led to you becoming interested into cars?
Ha. I literally thought about this the other day. So
I mean, it's a good one, you know what I mean? Because it makes you think way back, like, what
it
are
does.
those memories, you know?
It does. I have two memories that are like they're the staple of what I made the decision to be, even just about cars in general. And
Yeah.
the first one is I literally still remember doing it. And then I had the conversation with my mom the other day about this happening. And she was telling me the story, and I was like, hell yeah. So as a kid, I literally, so, we all had the little road with the Matchbox cars.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That's one of my earliest memories, too.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
we all had that. Everybody, I can put a picture of it right now, and everyone would be like, yep. Okay,
Yeah.
so something that I did that my mom noticed that she's never seen another kid do was no matter what, even the rug was across in the other room, right? I would take the Matchbox cars and I would drive them all the way there. I would not pick them up, but I would drive them.
Yeah.
Okay. I literally learned how to back up a semi-truck little Matchbox car. Learned in my head that it has to go it's weird.
Like a little handheld one, like one little tiny one?
Yeah, a little handheld one. So
I guess, yeah, I can see how that works, because it's like you're watching it from like a, outside
and I'm a
perspective.
kid, and I'm a kid, and you know how kids are observant as fuck.
Oh, yeah, they got the photographic memory pretty much.
Yeah, so that right there, even my mom knew. She was like, all right, this kid literally loves cars.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Why didn't
and
you
then so
become a
the
truck
second,
driver?
no, hell no. You want to know what's funny is that my dad was a truck driver for 30 years.
Really? So it's in your blood.
So driving is in my blood. Okay. So, and then the second memory I have is going to be, oh my God, I can still remember it. I was 7 years old. My dad's like, today, we're teaching you how to drive stick. We had a 1990 something Nissan Maxima, 5-speed.
Those are actually kind of cool.
They what? It was
They
a coupe.
are.
It wasn't the 4-door. It was a coupe, right?
Yeah.
We're on. I'm talking like a hill. I'm talking like.
Yeah.
It's like 1 degree.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Every degree counts, baby.
no, and it counted because I stalled the first like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Okay, stalled. We're rolling backwards. My dad's freaking out. Hit the brake, hit the brake. I don't know what's going on. I'm hitting the gas. I'm hitting the clutch. I'm hitting everything but the brake. My dad rips the e-brake. Okay, we're literally like, I'd say like 6 to 7 inches from a fucking tree. And if my dad did not rip the e-brake, we would have drilled the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. So then right after that, whap. It was like I just needed to fail.
Yeah.
And then I literally tore right out, first, second, third. Like it was fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, what the fuck? And so at 7 years old is when I learned how to drive a car. So it was like it was like planting a seed.
Yeah.
You know, for later on, knowing that I can just hop into cars and drive them, and I've never even driven them at that young of an age.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Seven is pretty fucking young.
And then when we went, so we had a big boat, and we would go offshore.
Yeah.
And we would always have to back the boat into the water at the boat ramp. I was always the kid. Now, mind you, okay, I'm skinny and I'm tall now, but I grew 7 inches in high school, so I was always a short kid. Yeah. Okay, so they would always see this little fucking mini me getting out of this truck with this big ass boat. They're like, "What the fuck? Like, how is he driving that thing?"
Yeah.
Okay, and it started.
It started to Matchbox toys. That's how he knows how to back that boat up.
I'm telling you, bro. I got in there and he immediately knew exactly what to do.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's funny is like when you were talking about your dad letting you drive your car the first time. Like, why does everybody, when someone teaches someone how to drive a vehicle, shouldn't the first lesson be how to hit the brakes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one teaches that because like I had the same thing happen to me. Like when I was a kid, they taught me like how to ride like a little 50cc dirt bike, but they never
No.
taught me how to brake. I fucking drilled a dually and just like dented the side of this truck and just like
Most of the videos you see are the people just.
that's what I did. I was like, no one taught me how to brake, like the little stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, well, they're like, oh, they know how to do that.
yeah,
Little
yeah.
do they know. That's how I got into cars at a
Those are
pretty
your
early
earliest
age.
memories of like cars. Because I think what you were telling me is like I'm pretty sure you said you were into trucks in high school.
Oh, that's all I had was trucks.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is so that's how I got into cars. And this is how I knew I wanted to be, or I wanted to go to Pro-Am and pursue like the pro of drifting, because every truck I had, oh my God, Orlando's right here. He can attest to this. Listen, F-150, okay, every time it rained, I would literally call everybody up. Yo, let's get in the truck. We're going to go drifting.
yeah,
Okay. Now, let me tell you what, I got so good in this fucking truck that I just wouldn't spin out
yeah,
because I spun out so many times.
yeah.
Okay. That it was,
You learned the balance of that truck. You knew the
bro.
points of like, okay, it's about to be too much.
Okay. And it was actually a really, it sounds funny, but it was a really easy truck to drift
Yeah,
because it was heavy. It just slid. It was very easy. And it had a V8 in it and I had it
yeah.
chipped, so it was very responsive.
You just mat the
And
gas and it breaks loose.
bap, bap,
Yeah,
bap, bap, and just feather it and ride
yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
literally where I learned how to feather it.
yeah.
Okay.
Throttle control.
Okay. So then after that, I get a Tacoma, a four-wheel drive Tacoma,
Yeah,
and it's stick. Well, that's when I learned how to clutch kick.
yeah,
I mean, granted, I had a Mustang GT in high school, but it was my stepdad, so it wasn't really mine. But
yeah,
that's where I learned how to clutch kick. I learned how to do a burnout with that. But kicking it sideways, I didn't really do that in the Mustang. I was just trying to go fast. And
yeah,
then by then I grew older and I got the Tacoma and I was like, hell yeah, I learned how to clutch kick and do this.
yeah,
So even in the Tacoma, we'd be mudding and I'd be whap, 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 always sideways, like
yeah,
100% always.
yeah.
I'd get a four-wheeler, always sideways in it.
I
And
mean,
like
that's the most fun.
yeah, I realized like, okay, jumping is cool. Don't get me wrong. Flying through the
Yeah,
air is definitely
it's pretty sick. It's an adrenaline rush. Yeah.
it 100% is. But to me,
Same thing
being
with a car.
sideways, yeah, yeah,
Imagine
you love
jumping a
rally.
car. I'm just saying.
You love that shit.
Now imagine you jumping and you're going sideways at the same time. Like,
Okay, yeah,
okay.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so then I got the four-wheeler and that's all I wanted. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So I was
Jumping.
talking about what I like is I like going through the trails to where you're all the way sideways, and if you fuck up, you're hitting the tree.
Yeah.
And to me,
Yeah.
I became in a sense fearless because I didn't fuck up too many times.
Yeah.
I didn't have that one memory that was like, all right, yeah, I done fucked up. So I
Yeah.
became, I did it over and over and over again, like we were talking about earlier, how to get the fear of hitting that wall out of your head.
Yeah.
Was I just did it so many times.
You
And
get closer and closer and closer to that tree.
yeah, 100%.
Straight up.
I finally had an aha moment, and that was a little bit later. But anything that I got into, I tried to drift. Every
Yeah.
single thing. Fucking front wheel drive Focus of my friends, drifting it into a parking spot perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot better than me.
Okay. Okay. But there was plenty of times I fucked up in that shit too. Okay.
Yeah.
But point of the story is that every single thing I got in, I drifted. A fucking shopping cart. I mean, I know that's a car
Nah,
thing to
that
do,
shit
but
counts. That shit
but
counts.
listen, it fucking counts, man. I'm telling you.
I love doing that shit.
Yeah. So finally, I have the Tacoma, I have the four-wheeler, and my friend Joe has a 2013 Genesis 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay, and he has the limited slip, so it locks up, and we're racing all these cars. I'm like, man, this thing's quick.
Yeah.
It's a little four-cylinder turbo. I could not believe how fast this thing was. Okay,
No one,
and
no one believes how fast a four-cylinder is.
yeah, I know. Do you know how much shit I got? I would beat V8s in that car, and they would get so butthurt. They would tell me, no, you didn't win, and I'd have it on video and be like, yo, what do you mean?
I got it right here.
It was crazy. But so he lets me drive his car, and he knows how much I love to drift. He goes, yo, you drift it.
Yeah.
I was like, bet, right? So we hit the corner, and the very first turn I'd ever driven in this car, he let me rip it a couple times. Second gear, pop the clutch. We were completely sideways, full lock, and literally, I was like, yo, all right, this thing can do that.
Yeah.
I like this. Okay. So
yeah, because that's when I met you. Is you had that fucking Genesis, and it'd be like, anytime I'd behind you, like in traffic and stuff, if you turn, first off, your cords are showing in the tire, so you would like clutch kick it, and then be just sparking the entire time. I'm like, this fucking idiot's gonna pop a tire.
100%. How I never popped the tire on that car, and how I didn't, I have no idea.
Dude, like literally every single time, you're like, oh yeah, I got some new used tires, and then like the next day, the cords are showing.
I know, yeah, and that's but yeah, so a week later, after I drove that, or drove my friend's car, or Joe's car,
yeah,
we were at the dealership together, and I was signing papers to trade in my truck and my four-wheeler. I was like, yo, I'll trade it all in. I don't give a fuck.
They took in a four-wheeler?
Bro, yes. Okay, in my
What
truck.
is this?
In my truck, it was Tampa Hyundai. Okay. What? And I turned in my truck with no shock on it.
What?
And like, so they have to do like a little inspection. And like they went over the inspection. Yeah, all good. And suspension, oh yeah, perfect. Like all good condition, all this shit. And I was like, okay.
They don't actually look at it.
No, yeah, you could tell because you could clearly see that there was not a shock on the truck.
Yeah, he didn't know better.
No. But so then I got the Genesis, and then that's basically where I realized, I was like, all right, so this shit's real.
Hold up. Before you go further than that, how are you missing a shock on a truck you're trading in? Like, I don't get that. Like, what'd you do? Like, take it off before you traded it in? Like, what the fuck? Is it like a rear shock or front shock? You can't just like tell me the story but not tell me why. Like,
it was a rear shock that had stripped itself because I had flexed it too much.
Okay, yeah.
And it came out and it stripped it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, all right, yo, you're gonna see it dangling, you're gonna know it's broken.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just take it off.
Yeah.
And then listen, but I planned on replacing it.
Yeah.
And then I got to the dealership, and as I'm watching him go over this truck, I was like, fuck, I have no fucking shock on there.
Yeah.
But it ended up going good. But that's why it wasn't much, but it was.
Yeah.
It's still funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you started looking at the Genesis, and then that's how you ended up with it, or like you were there to get a Genesis.
No. I was there to test drive it.
Yeah.
I test drove it. I was like, yep. Yeah. He goes, have you ever driven one of these things before? And like he was like all jerky with it. I hopped in and we just took off, and he was like, oh shit. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, like hell yeah.
Was your friends the same, like was it the R spec or whatever?
R spec, yeah. So yeah, his was the R spec. So it came with the Brembos. It came with the I think it was a little bit tighter suspension.
Limited slip, I believe.
And the limited slip.
The 19. And then it had the sweet interior. I fucking love
sweet interior.
I don't know why I got rid of that thing.
I don't know why I got rid of it either, because that thing, dude.
I love that car.
Me and you fucking bro. I'd blow flames. I had a single exit, and sometimes I put on my friend's dual exit or dual exhaust. Out of the dual, I could shoot 2 to 3 foot flames out of it.
Damn.
Like the car was just. I have pictures of it. It's on my Facebook.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. And yeah, you've seen enough of the car.
Yeah, and wasn't that shit just like an off-the-shelf tune, like with all the parts?
It was fucking Canton. Okay, so check this out, right? Haha, this is funny. So I'm at an intake. I'm at turbo back exhaust, 3-inch. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready for a tune.
Yeah.
Well, it was SFR. Everyone was like, oh, all they do is blow up engines, this and that. So my friend had the stage 1. And I was like, fuck it, I'm getting to stage 2. No, I'm sorry. It was the stage 1.5. And it came with launch control, which it boosted while you're sitting there. It would hold at $4,000 and it would boost up to 1 pound of boost.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get the tune, and I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about it. I
The
installed
tune
it.
aspect is kind of hard. Yeah. Like understanding how the tunes work. Yeah.
I literally have no idea. I don't know if it's supposed to just immediately I don't know if it has to learn the car. Like I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty much like it's like downloading a game on your Xbox. So like a tune, when you upload it, it's literally like you just downloaded the game to your car.
Well, I thought the same. Well, so it was.
Yeah.
So I get the tune. I'm complaining. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm literally losing to my friend that has a stage 1, and the stage 1.5 is supposed to have more boost. It's supposed to be a faster tune. And I'm like, yo, I'm literally losing to him. And it's not driving. I could hop in. We trusted it. I was like, maybe it's driving. Hopped in it. I walked him with his car when he was driving mine. And I was like, yo, something's fucking wrong. I was racing my friend Orlando's Mazda Speed, and he was almost beating me. And in some cases, he was. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this tune? So I sent it back, and I was like, yo, something's wrong with this shit. Okay. He was like, oh, send it back, sure, blah, blah. Because I paid extra to have the whole extra ECU. It wasn't I didn't just send mine off.
Yeah.
So sent it back. He goes, yo, it's good. I'll just send you another one. I don't know what happened. Whatever. Sends me another one. I get it. I put it on the car. I'm still like, dude, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Well, I start reading, and I'm not the stock. It's not even a blow-off valve. It's like a recirculator.
Yeah.
You may know more about that. I'm not a big into that, but
sounds like a blow-off valve.
Yeah. Either way, so it can't.
Some of them recirculate internally, so you can't hear them, and some of them just let the boost pressure out the atmosphere.
Okay, that's what it was then.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't. What I found out was a stock one would not hold as much boost that I'm boosting.
You need a stronger spring, pretty much.
So I get a Synapse blow-off valve, which was one of the best ones you could get for it.
Yeah.
And it sounds crazy that everyone was like, no way, a blow-off valve is going to make your car faster. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with it. I get that blow-off valve, and I start walking him. Like bus lengths.
Yeah.
Literally bus lengths.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm like, yo. The thing about it is, I will get so much shit for saying this on air. I know I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it happened when I had it. I have videos online. It doesn't matter. I was beating stock. I know. It don't matter. I was beating stock 5.0s. How much I got trolled for this, you have no idea. I was beating stock 5.0s. I was beating all Corvettes stock besides the C7, besides the Stingrays.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat those. Even the base model, I could not beat that. Okay. I was beating Maseratis. I was beating cars that the V8 Audi, what are the
like S5 or something like that.
No. The R8, the R8.
R8, okay.
The R8 V8, the V10 is the nice one.
Yeah.
I beat the V8, the M5. I'm beating cars, and I'm like, yo, like I don't know what else to tell you, but this bitch is fucking fast.
Yeah.
And at that moment is when I realized that even when it was that fast, the first thing I wanted to do is get sideways.
Yeah.
Like you can see in all my videos that before I race, there's always a clip of me drifting.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, there's something about drifting that I like.
Yeah.
So then I start drifting on the street.
That shit's fun.
And that's all I did. And you knew that. And so I went into basically just nothing but street drifting, never touched a track, didn't even know anything about a track. And I got pretty good on the street. I would just have my corners that I always went to, and I'd be like, this is the same repetition,
Yeah.
And I found I was like, I'm actually good at this.
Yeah.
Like, I actually am good at this. I have no experience doing this. I have no coaching. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not spinning out. I'm keeping it full lock. People are telling me I got into a BMW club just because I was a good driver.
Yeah.
Because you know how them BMW people, man, they fucking hate every other car. Their car is the nicest car on the planet. And the only reason why I got in was because they're like, yo, like, we see you out here driving. Because I would always go out to the races and, you know, there'd be like 300 fucking cars out there.
Yeah.
And I was the only fucking idiot out there doing donuts. I was the only idiot drifting the U-turn right in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I kind of like realized, like, all right, yes, going fast is fun.
Yeah.
But getting sideways is way funner. If
Yeah,
funner
like,
is a
put
word.
it on a show too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like, just after doing the donut in front of everybody, I had a whole crowd around my car. Like, that feeling, like, I would win in races all the time. And people would be like, yeah, that thing's slow. Like, fuck you. And I was like, yo, like the culture. You know, the culture of drifting and racing, two different things.
Oh, yeah.
Two different things.
People don't like to lose.
No.
But when everyone's having fun, because like drifting, it don't matter. There's no winner or loser, really. I mean, it's all fun. Even if you lose, it's still fun as fuck.
All the time in these competitions, you'll have people where they lose, and the person they lose to, their car broke down, and they will lend them their fucking car to go finish the tournament. In racing, my God, they won't even give you a 10mm wrench.
Yeah.
Hey, don't fuck. Nope, we don't got no tools. Nope. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, and so I realized, like, just through doing it, just through experience, not doing any research, I had no idea that it was about that. But every single drifting that I would do, everyone was so nice. Like, people were like, hell yeah. It was like you said, it was like I was a crowd pleaser. Like, it ended up being like, there's no negative in this. And I hate fucking negative.
Yeah.
You know, I'm competitive as fuck.
Yeah.
But I'll still help you out, you know? Yeah. And I felt like that was what drifting was about. Is that it's more relaxed. You're fucking, who you just lost to will sit there and cheer you on.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's sick. It doesn't matter. It's sick.
You're going that fucking
when someone sends it, you're like, all right. That guy's sending it. Yeah, so pretty much you're addicted to drifting now. And the next question I have for you is, out of all the cars, why did you choose the 350Z? And don't say it's because you learned how to drive stick in a Nissan Altima.
Oh, definitely. Maxima. Definitely not that.
Yeah. Because that's the hardest part, is like which car to use, you know, which car to start off with. Because there's a good amount of cars you can choose from nowadays.
There is. And I've always been a 240 fan.
Yeah.
Always.
Same. It's nice when you see a clean 240.
I like the wrecked ones. I always did. I'm not kidding.
I mean, yeah, straight up.
Okay.
Even the piece of shit ones are cool.
But yeah, so I would always, you know, see all of these 240s, and I'm like, yo, I'm definitely getting a 240. Hands down. It's my favorite car. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. But so I started doing all this research, and I'm like, okay, listen, all the shit that I had on my truck, I did all of the things. Like all of the mods, even to the Genesis. Okay. But the thing is like, okay, I'm fucking turning a wrench.
Yeah.
Anything that I was doing had nothing to do with I wasn't working on no turbo. I wasn't working anything internally. I still don't know anything internally through motors.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I realized
You'll get there.
I will, of course. No, I will.
Yeah.
But what I was realizing is like, YouTube was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was watching on YouTube, and every fucking lap they were in the damn engine bay doing something, and it was so consistent. And I'm like, yo, like, I can't be doing that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't be popping the hood. I'd be like, what is this? Check engine. It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I was like, all right, I need to figure out what's everybody else doing? Where are the people? I need to look where the people are that I want to be.
Yeah.
What do they do? What do they recommend? And there was plenty of videos, 350Z. 350Z. I hated 350Zs.
Yeah, they're kind
I
of
hated
ugly,
them.
but they're
I
also
don't
kind of
like
cool
them.
at the same time.
Well, yeah, that had to come later. But so hated them. My Genesis, bro, I would walk the shit out of them. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, but it wasn't an HR. Okay, I have a video of that too. And so I hated them. I'm like, they're slow as shit. They're a piece of shit. Fuck it. And I was a Toyota person.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm gonna go Nissan, I'm gonna get a 240.
Yeah.
Right. Well, everyone's like 350Z, 350Z. Okay, and I'm like, you know what? There's a reason. Every single pro driver, what's the easiest one to do? What's the easiest car to learn on? 350Z, 350Z. Every
Yeah.
single person.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I need to get over the fact that I don't like this car. Okay, there's a common denominator here, and it's all pointing at that. Well,
Why? Why don't you like this car?
Because I had a Genesis.
You can't
because
do that.
I had a Genesis. Yeah, no, I'm so bad at that actually. So because I had a Genesis, and everyone was like, "Oh no, there's no way you're beating 350Zs. Like that car's slow as shit." Okay, and don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I only lost to one Genesis ever. Every other Genesis is slow on the streets unless they know what they're doing.
Unless it's modified.
Right. And even some of the modified people, they couldn't drive. It was a car that every fucking teenager was attracted to, so they thought they could hop in it and drive. Yeah. I happen to be able to drive always. It's literally in my blood.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay. And so I hopped in the car and I was like, I'm driving really good. And my thing is, I was like, that car, and I actually heard the other day that car is like turn radius, horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Like one of the worst from factory.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm driving a car that out the factory is not the best drift car. Can be. Okay. I'm still doing good. I'm not spinning out. All right. Like I have some kind of talent there. There's definitely some skill there. And then I was thinking like, if everyone's saying 350Z, I need to say fuck it. Because they're talking about how consistent it is. They're talking about how much reliability you have out of it. Seat time.
Oh,
and
yeah,
obviously,
sure.
Seat time is key. We all know that.
Yeah, it definitely helps you progress faster.
Right. So I was like, all right, let me go look at a 350Z.
Yeah.
I drove all the way to Orlando. There was a guy waiting 3 hours there for it, but I was the first one to respond, so he let me go.
Yeah.
Sat there, looked over it. I was like, all right, it looks pretty clean. It actually looks clean as fuck. Okay. Yeah. So he was like, yo, take it for a test drive. Say less. Right. So take it for a test drive. First turn, second turn, third turn, pop it in second gear, and we're at full lock. And I look at Conrad, and I was like, yo, I've never driven this car before.
Yeah.
And we just full locked that drift. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, the car was so easy. Like I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I was telling you on that other podcast was I literally just send it and get the fuck out of the way of the car.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, all right, I took cash in hand. Here you go. Like I didn't even negotiate them on the price. I was like, fuck it, I need this thing, bro.
You're
it was
emotionally
like
attached.
Bro. Instantly, I hit that drift. And the best part though was he was like, yeah, it has 285. It's really grippy. You can't really get it. He goes, I tried to do a burnout. It didn't grip or it gripped too much. All this shit. First or third fucking turn, and we're full lock.
Yeah.
So I was like, clearly he just didn't know how to drive it. But mainly I just took a gut decision and trusted the people that were at where I want to be.
Yeah.
And everyone said 350Z. So I was like, you know what? Fuck
Let me get a 350Z.
Let me get a 350Z.
Because I've never drove a 350Z, but like looking at it and look at everybody drive it and like thinking about the power that it has for the weight, like it makes sense. Like it definitely seems like a fucking perfect car.
So the stipulation I had in my mind was, all right, my Genesis was walking these things.
Yeah.
There's just no way I'm gonna be able to have enough power. There's just no way. And I realized that it's not that the power that you need is to go fast. It's that torque that it has to break them tires loose and keep the tires loose.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like I drove it and I'm like, okay, it's not the fastest, but it's quick.
Yeah.
It was a lot quicker than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally thought it was tuned or something. I was like, yo, this bitch is getting it.
Yeah.
I raced a couple cars on the way back from getting it. I had a temp tag on it. I raced a Focus ST and then another 350Z that was lowered and looked exactly like mine, single exit and everything. And I beat both of them, and that's why I was like, yo, like I'm already driving this car as if I've been driving it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest advantage of that car is if you have any experience with any rear-wheel drive car, you can hop in that 350Z and it is so easy to drive.
Yeah.
Like it's so well balanced. You know, lowered obviously helps with the body roll and everything, but once you lower it a little bit, I only had the car 3 months and I took it on the track. And within the end of the day, I was already linking drifts, and I had never in my life linked a drift.
Yeah.
You saw me in the Genesis. I just fucking couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's like you would get one turn and then the weight transfer like throw you off.
Yeah. It was and then we'd be fucking spinning out. I get so frustrated.
Yeah.
You know. And linking drifts, the video looks like I had been drifting for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I made sure to include in the video the part where the guy comes up to me, the flagger that lets you go. He was like, yo, like, have you ever been here before? And I was like, no. So, like, I wanted to show that in the video to be like, yo, like, this is my first time. Okay, second time ever at a track. Yeah. You know, the first time was obviously with the Genesis, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. All I could do was one good drift around the side, and that was just, that wasn't even drifting.
Yeah.
You know? And to be able to go out there and because I had a sense of drifting. I mean, you know, I wasn't clueless. I didn't go in there blindfolded.
Yeah.
But having that little sense of drifting that I had, so easy in the 350.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was so easy, and I actually fucking love the car now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like you drive it, and now that you know it drives good, and you've been working on it, you kind of like build a little bit of like passion for the car. It's like once you put a wrench on a car and you modify it a little bit, and you're driving it, it's like that's my car right there.
And it's like I'm freaking falling in love with it. It's weird. It's weird.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, and especially because of how much I hated it. And I don't even it was just like a rivalry, right? It's like Ford versus Chevrolet, all that shit. To me, it was Hyundai versus that Nissan. In my mind, I didn't really give a shit about Hyundai. And mainly because I had the car. That was the only thing that I give a shit about. I don't give a shit about fucking Hyundai.
It doesn't matter. That car's sweet though. But
no, it is. They over-engineered that car for what it was, I think.
For sure. So that's enough about 350Z. I think we all know it's a good car, and I think you picked a good car to start with. And you also said you want to pursue going pro.
Yes.
Do you plan on sticking with 350Z? You going to do a motor swap? Like, what is your strategy for going pro? Like, what do you think you need to do? What do you need to like? What car are you going to use? Like, what do you need to do to the car and all that stuff?
I like that question. So I'm same thing, consistency. I'm keeping the same chassis.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to sit here and spend all this time getting this chassis down just to fucking switch it and have to relearn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay with the same chassis, 350Z, and I'm just going to motor swap it, come to the conclusion that it's going to be an LS.
What?
I know.
I thought you said you were going to go 2J.
I was, and it was
what made
too
you change
much.
Your mind?
My thing is if I'm going out there to have fun, I would go 2J. But if I'm competing, I want to eliminate every single factor. And one of my weaknesses is I'm no mechanic.
Yeah.
I just drive.
Yeah.
Okay. So when that turbo's fucking up, I'm gonna look at that thing and be like, yo, like, where's the internet at?
What's wrong with my 2J?
I don't have no. I'm not gonna have time to be dealing with that. Okay. And the same thing of an LS, like you said, you go to the fucking O'Reilly's. No, I will learn. And 2J will definitely be in the future.
Yeah.
But to go out the gate and already be a complicated engine, and it's not, but for what I know, I don't know shit. So there's more moving parts. and less readily available parts.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if I know what the fuck I'm doing and I don't have a good, LS, like you said, you go down to O'Reilly's for some LSs.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
There's a lot of information on LSs too, and 2Js though. Like a motor is a motor, so it doesn't really matter which route you go. But I definitely think the competing aspect, you should go LS just because how readily available you can get parts. But at the same time, it's like maybe you should listen to your heart. You know what I mean? Go with that 2J. Let that shit. Because it's like when you build something that you're not passionate about, when times get tough, it's going to be hard for you to pull out of that rut and like want to work on something you don't care about. But when you have something that you build that you actually care about, those times when it get tough, you're gonna be like, man, this car fucking is sick. You know what I mean? And if you don't feel like that, you're gonna give up. You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be a lot of trial and tribulation.
To me, I'm too competitive.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, I mean, and I know it's gonna happen. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think I can limit it more with an LS. That the day that I can't compete because I have engine failure, let me tell you what. And obviously everybody gets mad about that.
Yeah.
But I'm be pissed. Because just knowing that, like, okay, I have the skill to go out there and beat this guy, but I fucking can't.
Yeah.
And that's part of having skill. That's part of the whole racing for drifting competitive for drifting, in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah. And that's why I say you're also going to learn, because like as you're attempting to go on this journey to go pro, like you're not going to have the money to pay a mechanic. So it's like whenever you need to make mods or whenever you need to fix your shit, like you're going to be on the internet, you're going to be looking it up, you're going to figure it out, and you're going to be at that point to where you know more than most mechanics anyways. So that's a good thing about racing.
Yeah,
it forces you to do stuff.
Yeah, it does. And I have more people around me that know more about LSs than 2Js. So
some assistance.
I can get free help from people for an LS.
Yeah.
But maybe I could do the same for the 2J, but I don't know.
I can help. I don't know shit about 2Js though. But we'll figure that shit out together.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just an engine is the way I look at it. Every engine is just an engine. It's like, there's little nuances, but like once you figure out those little nuances, in theory, it's just a giant fucking air pump. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think that an LS, it's just simple.
Yeah.
I mean, air, fuel, spark, that's it. Motor, that's it. No turbo, nothing else.
Yeah.
There's so much. I know, bro. I've always listen. Chill. You can't be giving me that energy. You can't be.
I want to, but I want you to build something that's sick. You know what I mean? Because it's like going pro is hard and it's a lot of money. So it's like, let's say you go halfway and then you're like, I don't want to keep pursuing this. At least you have a badass car that you actually think is sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have that. When I get my mind set on something, I just keep on going until I achieve it.
Yeah.
So to me, there's no time limit.
Yeah.
I will be pro. It's just give me time. Maybe I'll do it fast. Maybe I'll do it slow. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's just no doubt about it.
For sure. And I know you don't want to hold yourself back by like choosing a motor that might be a little bit harder, but it might not even be harder. We've both never worked on a 2J, and if you think about it, like fucking look at James Dean. That's all that dude uses, and he's fucking killing.
That was my point. Oh, believe me, I know, and I'm a Toyota guy. Yeah. But listen, the reason why I watched an interview on him, and his brother has been building 2Js all his life.
Yeah.
So he has experience with it. That's why he uses that.
Yeah, he knows.
He's got experience. He's got parts on deck. Oh, That's the main thing. Even if I know what the fuck I'm doing, if I can't get the part, bro, that's going to make me more mad than not knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can go down to Billy over here.
I definitely think LS
entering the drift account. Yeah, that's entering the drift event. And bro, I got that. And on top of that is we can always put a Terpsky on the old LS and make it sound rowdy as fuck. So I think before I do that, then I would if I'm gonna go anything turbo, it's gonna be a 2J.
Yeah.
Like
once the LS is already in there, you're like, fuck it, it's already in there. Let's just slap turbo on the thing.
I like the idea of having 6 cylinders.
Why? two cylinders.
Because
two
everyone's
more
got
cylinders, it's just more efficient. You know what I mean? So just
no, that inline is what's efficient, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's like the whole. I mean, why are people using these motors? You know, why are they getting 2,000 horsepower out of it?
Every freaking Silverado had an L. Well, they don't. It's not an LS, but an LQ, but it's pretty much an LS. So there's just so many that we can get our hands on, and that's the same reason
for the LS, but for the 2J, like that bitch.
It's the same reason why people in Japan and in the other countries that got 2Js, they use that because they're just readily available. So
yeah, see that exactly. That's the LS over there.
Yeah. So pretty much, and like if you have a V8 over there, you're fucking balling. Yeah, balla.
Right, and then another thing is I know there's no ways to get around it, but this is just more expensive. Is that like I want that readily available power. If I have to sit there and worry about lag from the turbo, even though I don't. Who knows? I know this anti-lag systems. I know I can just do like a 50 shot of nitrous in it, and it gets rid of that.
When it's just your fucking gas pedal.
It's easier when it's just a gas pedal.
So if you're gonna go LS, how big are you gonna go? You know what I mean? Are you gonna go Mac Daddy? You know what I mean?
No idea. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah. There's a lot of options with the LS too. Like
there is.
Yeah, it's
there is a lot of options, but.
And they sound rad too. Like I don't care what anybody says. LS's sound rad. Whenever they got the right like exhaust on it, like they're fucking sick.
Yeah, but that fucking 2J though.
Yeah, it's just because it's like every 2J that actually runs and drives, they actually have money, so it sounds fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I know what you mean. Yeah, 100%. But so that's basically the future plans.
Yeah. And I have one more question for you about that on like going pro. Like, I know you want to go pro and all this stuff and you want to achieve these things. The only other question I have about that is like, how are you going to do it? Like, what is your strategy for accomplishing this?
You just know it, right? Yeah. You have the feeling. You know what you got inside you. You've watched yourself drive next to other people.
Yeah.
And to me, playing long-term game, I'm looking at it as this. Just give me time.
Yeah.
So how I'm going to do that is just get on, and that's the reason why the 350 was bought for is just seat time.
Yeah.
Give me enough seat time. I mean, I did the same because I did the same with the Genesis. I had no idea how to drive it.
Yeah.
Every single fucking night I was out. I start at 2,200 RPMs, 2,300 RPMs. I found where the turbo would spool up. I had a little boost gauge to figure out I could start at 2,600 RPMs and and peak to 21 pounds faster.
Yeah.
Than going lower. So I found that like I have a brain that is like a perfectionist when it comes to something that I love.
Yeah. Well, well, I get that. One of the reasons why I was asking how is like, I mean, like, what is your strategy? Like, how are you going to, how are you going to afford to go do Pro-Am? How are you going to get your sponsors?
The internet.
Stuff like that.
The internet.
Okay,
so we're in 2020.
Yeah.
What's everybody got their eyes glued on?
His booty? No, I don't know. In the internet?
Their phone.
Yeah.
Which is the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at a day and an age where there's no middleman. Yeah. If you're good, you're good.
Oh, for sure.
So what I plan on doing is basically just documenting my journey and having these videos to be like, yo, Mishimoto, whatever. Yeah. Whatever, I'm just gonna be like, yo, like, clearly you can tell that I'm good.
Yeah.
Clearly you can see that I'm putting on a show.
Yeah.
I'm not a boring person.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm proper when I need to be proper. Sponsors like somebody. No, they like somebody with a personality. They like somebody that is good at driving and putting on a show, but can still talk to a camera and not,
not freeze up.
Or the opposite, like, fuck you, this. I mean, I curse, but I can get proper when I need to get proper. And they'll see that.
It's like whenever, you meet your friend's grandma, like you can turn it on, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Hey, Granny.
Yeah, you got that switch.
Okay.
You go flip it on.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so I'm just honestly going to use the power of the internet.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You got to think is like, I don't need Billy from, the middleman to come out to the drift event to watch me.
Yeah, for sure.
I can have that one person randomly scrolling through and be like, wow, I think I see something in this guy.
Yeah.
And I know that will happen.
Yeah.
And with the opportunities that we have for the internet, it's almost like a no-brainer. You put in the hard work, it will prevail.
Yeah.
And it's shown time and time again. That's why everybody's on the internet. Everybody thought it was a fad, but like, look what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
This has to do with the internet.
Yeah, creating content.
Right.
But it's also fun. So that's one of the reasons why I like
it is fun. Well, it is fun. And that's the thing. It's like, it's not, it's so hard to set up all these videos, take the extra time, take the different takes for the videos, sit there and edit it. But it's like, it's so fun to sit there and watch it. There's so much value you get out of it. I'm sitting here watching my driving and being like, all right, okay, I'm being a little bitch right here. Okay, cool. You can see where I'm stopped being a bitch here. Okay, I'm getting a little bit more ground. All right, this round you can see I'm comfortable with the car.
Yeah.
And every time I watch it, I look at my hands. I'm looking at where I'm looking at. I'm looking at where I think I should be looking at. I look at something every single time. I look at it differently, and I learn something.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing of like, there's so many resources that I could post a video. Bob, the pro drifter, and just pro-am, randomly is like, yo, I think you need to do this.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that back then.
Yeah, for sure.
You just couldn't. So it's like, we're at a point to where there's money readily available in the system right now. Everyone, it's very abundant.
Yeah.
Okay. So money is not an issue when you have talent and hard work.
Yeah.
So I believe I have a talent, and I'm also, I literally have nothing else going for me. I think that's the biggest advantage I have.
That's not true. You got a nice little beard coming in. You got something going for you.
I would not go too far.
Yeah. Not everybody can grow a beard, bro. You're blessed.
Right. I never. One day it just popped up. I don't know.
Hashtag beard. Hashtag drift talent.
For sure, but I just have nothing else going for me, so I'm all in on it.
Yeah, I feel you. So pretty much with that being said, since you're going to be creating a lot of content and that's how you plan on, achieving your goals, where can everybody follow you at?
Everything, it's Jesse Drifts. ITSJESSEDRIFTS.
That's everything.
All one word. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I think Facebook is actually my full name.
Yeah.
Jesse Lastinger.
Yeah, if they really like you, they'll find you.
I think they'll find me. I'll be on enough platforms that LinkedIn. Yeah. LinkedIn, I plan on going hard on there because there's a lot of sponsorships on there.
Yeah.
They come across my videos. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's that.
Gotcha. So that's at it's Jesse's Drift.
Jesse Drifts.
Drifts
with an S.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the funny thing is it was a horrible marketing technique because I'm already set in stone in that, and I find myself, I'll tell people my YouTube channel, and I'll say it's Jesse Drifts, and they'll put in Jesse Drifts instead of the it's.
Yeah.
And so every single time I have to explain it. So I think that was probably not the smartest thing, but I've just got to roll with it now.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to talk about that we haven't covered?
No, because what I'm doing is I'm documenting everything. So there'll be so much to come and so much new content we'll have that you'll get to see me learn, you know? So, my plans for the future. You kind of know where I came from.
Yeah.
And now it's just
this is for the people. This is for the people.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking to the people of now you know where I'm at.
Yeah.
So now you know where I'm going, and it's basically now just watch the rest to see the journey along the way and what it takes, the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much value in that. And I get it. There's so much value you can get that even if you don't want to be a drifter, It's
Yeah.
something like this is a dream of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so no matter what your dream is, you're getting to sit there and watch somebody do it. My roommates all the time, they're like, dude, all you do is eat, sleep, and work on that car, do something for that car. And I'm like, yeah, I literally love it.
Yeah.
And it's cool seeing them watch me progress.
Yeah. Because usually when people give you, an outside perspective tells you, it's kind of hard to see what you're doing. But when someone's like, "Yo, this is what you're doing. This is all you're doing," you're like, "Oh, damn, that is true."
And then to sit there and listen to them say, "Oh, you're working so hard on this," and then to sit there and be in it and thinking,
Like, yeah,
I'm laughing the whole time. I'm not even working.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I wake up and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go set up some fucking video so I can show, let's go crank up that car and go do it, let's go do. Last night, right in front of my apartment complex, we were like, fuck it, let's go do some donuts.
yeah,
And there's highs and lows of doing these things of like, chasing your dream of there's a lot of alone time.
yeah.
And I don't care what kind of mood I'm in. When I fucking push that clutch pedal down and I hit the gas and I release that clutch pedal and the tires move.
Yeah.
I mean, plenty of people that have rode with me, they're like, dude, the look on your face is literally priceless.
Yeah.
You're so focused on what you're doing and the joy that it looks on your face that you're having. And it's that feeling right there is I get that every day. And I've tried so many things. I've tried the lawn business. I've tried being a realtor. I know I have an entrepreneurial spirit, but I'm really realizing how much you have to have a passion for it. It's kind of like what you were saying earlier with the 2J is like, you're going to be having a hard time. There's going to be so much shit that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you're going to find that, and that's what I'm finding is like, I hate editing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I find myself watching all these freaking YouTube videos on editing because I can't wait to show everybody my video that I just got back from the track.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, look at how much look how many times I spin out. Look at this.
Yeah.
And then watch me. Look, now I'm not.
Yeah.
Like that's to me, that's awesome. And I found myself being lazy with every other business that I owned.
Yeah.
Okay. And I find myself dude, I can get less sleep. I can feel more energized because every single day it like literally when I was installing those subframe bushings for 3 weeks, my car was on jack stands. I was almost losing my mind. Still every day I was excited to get up knowing it's almost done. Yeah. It's almost done.
Yeah.
And like for anything else, I just sat back and I analyzed it. And I was like, what makes me happy no matter what? Like what makes me happy? Not what do I really want to do? Okay. And then I realized I'm actually decent at what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. So to me it's all in.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing that I think that I'm going to show and bring value to. And I think that's what's going to be fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that's pretty much it for this podcast on the Off Track Autocast. And we just pretty much wrapped up this one with Jesse Lastinger. And if you're interested in following Jesse, it's at It's Jesse's Drift. Make sure you include It's, and you will find him and pretty much on every social media platform. And pretty much what I want is that if you like this video, or if there's anything that you wanted to debate Jesse about, like on his perspective,
please,
like drop it, like leave a comment, call him out on whatever the fuck he says that you don't agree with. And if there's any input that you want to put in on this for the next podcast, just let us know. We're going to be posting as much as we can, so we would love to hear
questions, things you want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Things you want to see me do to the car because you want to do it to yours. I'm open to that.
Yeah. So pretty much we're just looking for some interaction. And it's like, if you want to interact with us, great. Just drop a comment, whatever, DM us. It is what it is. So, but yeah, that pretty much wraps up this episode.